All right, so now let's go through. We just went through the first point, social proof. Second point, treatment mix. Third point, availability. As we mentioned before, these are all mainly client side things that really need to be in place to help make a campaign work. Now we're going to kind of go through the next few sections. Some of these you may have already, some of these you may need to create, whatnot. But here's a handful of here's a couple more points of you know to get some marketing, what you're spending to pay off. So here's the first one is databases. I mean, that's a pretty common one. I'm from the mail order catalog industry, so we grew up in marketing, renting email lists, renting mailing lists, and especially mailing lists, trading names and, tracking them, which ones, would work. But you really need to have a strong, nowadays with text messaging option, you really need to have a good phone and email list. If you're getting started, you don't have one, you run some campaigns that are just on Facebook just to build that database. Try to just get yourself a quick, a couple thousand phone numbers and emails, in your area. It could be just for a really low offer for something, sign up for something. Just create some sort of campaign to get yourself something to start working off of. It could be, 10 free facials this weekend, contest, whatever it is. Just do something to kind of build yourself some data. And also, at the same time, that can also be used to create some social media followers as well. So you getting your Instagram built up, your Facebook, whatever, you're getting everything kind of built up, and and social media followers in your area. Don't some people say I got 50,000 followers. How many of them are in your in your area? No one's going to come in from England to get something treated at your spa. So can always focus on trying to build a list. You target people, follow hashtags for restaurants in your gyms in your area, yoga studios, hair salons, and trying to little thing to just reach out to those people, kind of get that going. Um, so the phone and email list is important because not only that is Facebook audiences which can be created from all of this here. So we can take a Facebook audience in your Facebook ad account manager. What you can do is, I'm sure you can upload your email list in there into Facebook. So now anybody that's in on Facebook, you'll be added to your audience in there. So these Facebook audiences are in the Facebook ad manager. So in there, you can create a Facebook engagements list, a list of anybody who's visited your ad, anybody. If you have the Facebook tracking pixel, which I notice a lot of people don't have the tracking pixel on their website. Um, this will track anybody who visits your website. It'll mark them into your Facebook account. So in your Facebook ad manager, you can create a profile. Here's like engagement list. So you can make one engagement list of anybody. For example, you can upload your emails. You can make one list will be email list. You can make another list of anybody who's been to your website. You can call that website visitors, and that's going to be tracked by the pixel. Now, if you're running ads, you definitely want to have an engagement list because this engagement list there'll be an option there. Anybody who's engaged with any of my ads or posts on Facebook, it'll put them into this little audience. So even though you don't get their name or their email address, you want to have them on that engagement list. Now this will drop up. So now say you do a post on your page and there's that little boost button there all the time. And sometimes I've heard people will say, I boost something, nothing ever happens. So we really don't have anything background set up to who to target to. You're just kind of boosting it out to the universe out there, the Facebook world. But if you do have all these audiences set up, you're going to get a little check, a little some drop downs will say who to target to. And now you can do little posts that target everybody that's engaged on my engagement list, anybody who's been on my website, anybody who's on my email list, on my profile. And now that the boost will go just to them only. So you really want to build these up, and these are good ways to do little weekly specials, and that you're not running have to run a full ad for. Um, so the next step, so Bailey have the databases together, and then offers. Obviously, you need offers to send to your databases. You can't really, you offers price to convert, ones that are going to bring in customers and have a lifetime value and return on your ad spend. Um, low priced offers can actually be more profitable. This happens a lot. If you get some people where they'll say, we want to charge $200 for this treatment now instead of 150. It's $50 more. So they sold 5 of them, and then so they're in their mind. They're thinking, well, we made an extra $250 from this. But if it only costs, but all of a sudden it may have cost $300-400 more in advertising to get those sales. So you've given it back basically to Facebook. So sometimes could have got more customers at that lower price, which you would hence can turn into more referrals. That whole other process. So you gotta be careful. Sometimes, having too high of an offer, and you can lose money. It's not as profitable. So you may see a higher invoice, but when you figure in that ad cost and you add that line, to the P&L of ads to that campaign, it's going to pull it down. I'm seeing a lot of campaigns are more profitable, so when the price is lower. So next section 6 here, paid ads. Create treatment-based offers and upsells. So you really need to have a game plan of what you don't want to kind of just advertise your whole website. You don't want to just say, hey, we got 25% off everything this weekend. You really got to kind of focus on treatments, and having a good, section on it, the information based on it, a good automated emails and automated text messages that go along with it that are related to that treatment. So it's really hard to, drill down on when you're just shotgunning everything. So now if you have an offer, it's got an automated email. Now that email is going to have a lot of information particular to that treatment, which you can't do if you're picking a bunch of offers. So once you know offers that you want to promote, next is to really determine the placements. Are you going to promote that on Google Ads or Facebook? I've always leaned on Google Ads more. Facebook works good for treatments that people know about it. Like the Botox, laser hair, certain treatments, but Google Ads are, people are searching for something. They know what they want. They're typing it in. They're looking for something, laser hair near me, microneedling near me, Morpheus 8 near me, IV therapy near me. Any of those near me keywords are the best ones to run. And and then if you are running, now you figure out where you're going to run it. If it's going to be a Google campaign or a Facebook campaign, your next step is you really want to come down is, if it's Google AdWords, is having a landing page made for it. You got to have a landing page. If you can have one within your website, great. You can have one. If not, you can, use a platform like ours that has them already pre-made in there, so you can have the landing page, so you can create and run that ad in there. If it's going to be a Facebook ad, you want to have all the images and ad text and all the stuff you're going to need to put that ad together to get it running. So you've got to figure out your offer, figure out if it's a Google or Facebook ad. If it's a Google AdWords, get a landing page, or you have a section on your website set to and get their information in there. If it's a Facebook, get that lead campaign. And then, so the next part, once you've got ads running, the important thing after that is lead management. You having automated follow-ups. So thank you for your interest in this offer. Please call us to make an appointment. Here's an FAQ on this treatment. Here's an email with some before and afters that we've done. So you get that automated text and email follow-up sequence. That's really important. And then dead lead reactivation campaign. So, a lot of people will get leads. There's going to be always a good chunk that didn't come in. Maybe they weren't ready yet. Something came up. We've heard it all before. So you definitely want to have a reactivation campaign that goes out every 30, 60, and 90 days off the bat to anyone that didn't come back. Just, hey, we saw you're interested last month. You still haven't came in yet. We're going to extend this offer to you. Maybe now the second time around you can entice that offer a little more, and maybe even more on this one. Maybe now you're going to include this. We're going to include a facial. We're going to include whatever. So you really need to have a process too, so you get this long little tail of that add in. So that's why a lot of our clients, it takes about 90 days to kind of get them ramped up, because we get the initial batch, but then now you have a 30, 60, 90 day reactivation periods. that maybe somebody else starts to come in this time, you pick up a little, so now it's the little snowball effect starts to kick in. And another part, so the next thing here, C, track lead revenue by treatment and source. It's in your, if you're using a CRM like High Level, like we use, or the one that we let our clients use. So you can see how many leads came in, see how much they spent. If it goes into one of your own patient gain or one of your own things, making sure you're entering it right, that this customer came in, the source they came in, how much money they spent, so you can actually run reports. You get a lot of people who turn off campaigns that they thought weren't doing good. Then when we went and looked at it in their system and ran the numbers, and I'm like, wow, this thing was doing good. Why did you turn it off? And well, the nurse said this, they said this, and one thing you always don't, you want to have numbers that you can look at and not guess off of. And then that way you can also compare revenue against ad spend for ROI reporting. So now you can say, okay, this treatment generated this much revenue, this is how much you spent on it. Now we know whether to keep it going, keep it running. So then hopefully you can just get as many of these to keep going. So that's kind of the process where the checklist. So you want to go through here is this. So make sure you have this first 3 knocked down in place, and then otherwise these paid offers, database, all this stuff is going to be kind of irrelevant. So you want to make sure you get all your main things done. Otherwise, this won't work out. So if you have any questions, please feel free to call us. We have our own do-it-self platform. We can train you, run your campaigns however you want, but just keep us in mind. All right, thanks.